Well, I'm not expert on Indian issues, and particularly Indian border issues, China. From my, perspective at looking at news, that is really a very bordering issue. Is that I think the military heads from both sides are talking, the government are talking. I think the bordering, both countries probably should constrain from resort any military weaponry. I mean, so far they haven't used the weaponry. They just have some fights and over the bodies with some clubs and things like that. And I really hope that they can realize that both India and China are two largest countries in this region. India maybe next year at some point in time will surpass China. Its population above 1.4 billion. So India will be the largest populous country in the world. I've been to India quite a few times. I know that the two countries are so complementary, and there's a lot of room to collaborate, to economic cooperation. So I think that I don't know what's happening in this bordering, very narrow part of the bordering. They have this conflict, but I'm sure both India and China. I'm glad they've been having talks on their military leaders and defense people. So hopefully they can resolve that and exercise with constraint, with rational, with calm, and avoid the conflict. I mean, there's too much interest, too much benefit of both countries to collaborate rather than having those border issues. Because also those, I mean, we should really not, as again, we had a status quo there for a long time, and let's not break that, and keep the borders and the issues there, and no one should violate that. I because I'm not an expert there, so I cannot say too much on this bordering issue. India is still relatively, still in the latecomer in terms of industrialization, and India is catching up. They have a very large GDP growth, and it's catching up very fast. And I'm sure they will become one of the largest economies in the decades to come. And so, we should have those priorities. We should have those. We will see the main benefit in cooperating with China. And China has, China's GDP in the 80s was similar to India, but now it's 5 times more than India. And so there's a lot of things China can collaborate with India in terms of infrastructure, in terms of urbanization, in terms of digital economy, and trade, of course. So I think the policymakers in India and of course in China should really look at the potential of collaboration of both countries, and we should not led by those anti-China or nationalism that really jeopardize the main cooperation between our two countries. And of course, I see that India is going to be the G20 host this year. And of course, India has getting more and more soft power now, and India is one of the BRICS countries. And India and China share similar position on the Ukraine-Russian war, and particularly against the sanctions. So there's something that I think India and China can collaborate and can work together. And also, India hasn't been enjoying the RCEP, which is the biggest free trade in this part of the world. And I'm sure, if India joins that, there will be more boom and liberalization of the economy and trade in this part of the world. And so that is going to be benefit to both countries and to the region. So I hope that we should set aside those little dispute and differences. Let's really focus on the major benefit, major picture of bilateral relations.